When Caitlin Clark stepped into the WNBA, a lot of folks figured she'd need some time to settle in. I mean, it's a big jump from college to the pros, right? But what no one saw coming was her taking over the league this fast. That kind of leap isn't easy, and how a player handles pressure, especially the kind that feels unfair, says a lot about who they are. And let's be real, sometimes the criticism tells you more about the person throwing shade than the one being talked about. She responded like a total pro. Calm, confident, and straight up honest. She said she's earned everything that's come her way, and she wasn't wrong. On the flip side, Sheryl Swoopes doesn't seem to be handling Caitlin's rise all that well. Instead of uplifting another star in the game, she's downplayed Clark's accomplishments. And honestly, it's coming off more like insecurity than any kind of valid critique. Let's not forget, Caitlin Clark just made history. She was named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year, the first WNBA player to ever earn that title. That's not just a win for her, that's a win for women's. So when Sheryl was asked how she felt about it, instead of celebrating the moment, she kind of brushed it off, said she wasn't surprised, but then questioned who else was even in the running. The basketball community caught that vibe quick. It's like Sheryl couldn't just let Caitlin have her moment. Meanwhile, Clark was out here giving her heart and soul to this season, making waves like we've never seen before. She brought women's basketball into the national spotlight in a way few have, and through it all, Caitlin stayed grounded. She grew up loving women's sports, soccer, volleyball, basketball, you name it. And now, to her, being named Athlete of the Year still feels surreal. She called it an unbelievable honor, and it reflects just how far she's pushed the game forward. But Sheryl's reaction? It didn't sit right. Instead of saluting greatness, it came off bitter, like she felt threatened. And in this era, trying to throw shade on someone else's success doesn't go unnoticed. When talking about Clark's win, Sheryl even questioned whether it was purely based on her play. That right there says a lot. When Sheryl tried to compare Caitlin Clark's rise to other athletes, like Aja Wilson or even an unnamed Olympic swimmer, it felt like an awkward attempt to downplay what Caitlin has actually done. But here's the thing. Her performance and her impact on the game are just flat out undeniable. Let's talk numbers. Clark didn't just show up, she showed out. She led the WNBA in assists, shattered the single-season assist record, and even broke the rookie scoring record that Simone Augustus held. On top of that, she was putting up nearly 20 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds a night. That's not just solid, that's historic. And it wasn't just about what she did on the court. Her presence straight up moved the league to switch to bigger arenas because of the demand to see her live. That's unheard of. She made women's basketball must-watch in a time where it's not just stats that define greatness, it's your ability to grow the game. Clark is doing that in real time. And meanwhile, Sheryl's biggest contributions lately seem to be from a handful of podcast appearances where she takes jabs at Clark. The contrast couldn't be clearer. While Caitlin is building the game up, Sheryl's stuck tearing people down. Just transformed the Indiana Fever. She brought them back to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. She's helped elevate the entire league. Her impact goes way beyond the box score. And yet, in a recent convo, Sheryl tried to downplay her numbers, suggesting today's rules and faster play inflate stats. That's rich, considering Caitlin already passed Sheryl's career high-scoring totals as a rookie. Basketball evolves. The competition gets tougher. That's how sports work. But instead of respecting that, Sheryl's take came off as nothing more than bitter nostalgia. And even with all this noise, Caitlin stays humble. She constantly gives props to the legends who paved the way, including Sheryl herself. That kind of grace is rare. She doesn't engage in the drama because she's too busy changing the game. Caitlin's fan base? It's exploding. She's selling out arenas, spiking TV ratings, and drawing attention to the WNBA like we've never seen. Her games are airing on major networks now, not just streaming quietly in the background. She's not just playing the game, she's rewriting the blueprint. Back in Sheryl Swoopes' prime, networks like ABC and ESPN weren't exactly clearing primetime slots for WNBA games. Crowds were modest, the visibility was limited. Fast forward to now, and women's basketball is thriving. And yeah, a huge part of that is thanks to Caitlin Clark. She's ushering in a whole new era, fast-paced, highlight-heavy, and fiercely competitive. Comparing Sheryl's time to Caitlin's is like comparing black and white TV to 4K Ultra HD. One's nostalgic, but the other is the future. The game has evolved. Caitlin Clark is that evolution. But instead of cheering her on, Sheryl keeps throwing shots, like questioning whether Caitlin really dominated this season. But domination isn't just about filling up a scoreboard. It's about leading, inspiring, and changing the game's direction. And Caitlin's done all of that without missing a beat. She's played over 80 games this year without injury or burnout. That's elite-level toughness, physically and mentally. But Clark's greatness isn't limited to basketball IQ and stats. Off the court, she's just as impactful. She's been vocal about inclusion, honors the Black women who laid the foundation for the league, and puts real effort into making sure women's hoops gets the respect it deserves. She signs autographs for hours, lifts up the next generation, and brings unmatched energy and visibility to the league. Meanwhile, Sheryl, she's parked behind a mic, dragging Caitlin down instead of building others. The contrast couldn't be louder. While Sheryl's stuck in the past, Caitlin's blazing a trail that's never been walked before. She doesn't need to throw shade. Her game, her mindset, and her mission speak louder than any criticism ever could. Even when she could have clapped back, Clark stayed composed. She's locked in on her goals, grateful for the journey, driven by her dreams. And one of those dreams? Owning a pro sports team someday. That's the kind of mindset you want in a leader. She's not just winning games, she's redefining what it means to be a female athlete in today's world. She's smashing the old mold, one sold-out arena at a time. And yes, Sheryl helped build this league. But right now, she's tearing down the very momentum she once helped create. Her refusal to embrace the new era is costing her legacy. She could have been a mentor. Instead, she's becoming a cautionary tale. Caitlin's not here to erase Sheryl's legacy. She's here to write her own. With every record-breaking night, every buzzer beater, and every kid in the stands who now dreams bigger because of her, Caitlin's proving she's not just the future of the WNBA, she's the force behind it. And the truth is, while Sheryl clings to the past, Caitlin's creating a future that's too bright to ignore. This league is evolving fast, and Caitlin Clark is at the wheel. Humble, relentless, and unapologetically driven, her story is just getting started. And no amount of bitterness can stop what's coming. Because real domination, it isn't just in stats, it's in how you shift the culture. Caitlin's doing that, and that's the difference.